Ratios and rates, 6.1. So 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, 6.4, you have a quiz Friday. Wait, just Friday? Yep.
We have what
It's on
this
Power
Friday?
School.
We don't have homework?
Quiz.
I'm not invited.
Oh,
What, on Friday? You won't have homework. Okay, 6.1. Ratios and rates. A ratio, okay, is simply using division to compare two quantities. So when it wants a ratio, it wants it in division form. You should be familiar with ratios from the past.
Yes. I forgot what they
Okay.
were.
A ratio is using division to compare two quantities. Okay, this first section in pink says, an archer shoots 60 arrows at a target with 44 arrows hitting the target, or hitting the scoring area. They want you to create a ratio of the number of hits to the number of misses. How would I do that?
So what's the difference?
You shot 60, you hit 44, so they want the number of hits to the number of misses. 44?
220. No. 16.
44 over 16. Now, what do you need to do to that?
Divide 'em.
No? Reduce. Reduce. Like a lot of you didn't do on your test and missed points.
Wait, where'd you get
True.
16 from?
Because if you take 60 minus 44, you get the number of misses, which is 16.
Wait, so you divide them?
No, don't divide them, you reduce them. What goes into 44 and into 16? 2. 2.
We can do it by 4.
So if I take it by 2, I get 22 over
Then you get
8.
11 over
And then 11 over 4.
How'd you get 16?
Because you take 60 and subtract 44 from it. Because it wants the number of hits over the number of misses. So you have to do a little bit of math. Okay? So you get 11 over 4. You must reduce. If you do not reduce, you are going to miss points on your test, your quiz, whatever. Understood? Reduce, reduce, reduce. Okay? You're not dividing in your calculator, you're reducing. It should always stay in fraction form. Okay? What about if it says the number of hits to the number of shots? What type of proportion would I set up for that? Number of hits and number of shots. What? 44 over 60. Okay, number of hits was 44. Number of shots was 60. What are those divisible by? 2. Okay, 2. So I get 22 over 30. Is that still divisible by something else?
2.
2, so you get 11 over.
11 over 15.
Okay, now listen also. When you are setting up ratios, make sure you follow the order of the sentence. So if it says hits to shots, you got to put the hits on top and the shots on bottom. If you reverse it, you have the wrong proportion. Okay, it's not going to be right. So order matters. Order matters. Okay, in the green, it has a table that goes with it over here, and it has a big explanation of what's happening. It says the ratio comparing the length of a bird's wings to the average width of the bird's wings is the bird's aspect ratio. Order the birds in the table from the greatest aspect ratio to the least. So what do you need to figure out first?
What's the least?
Well, sort of, but what I have to do something before that. Carter, what do I need to figure out?
Do you need to put those two numbers in the ratio, like to put them in a ratio form?
Well, what two numbers?
The ones like 209 and 30.
Yes, okay. I need to take the length and the width and create the aspect ratio.
I cannot.
You cannot read that.
Oh, you cannot read.
Okay? So you need to take the length of the bird's wings to the average width. Guys, you need to stop talking. You need to take the length of the bird's wings to the average width of the bird's wings to find the aspect ratio of each first. So, what do I need to do? What's the aspect ratio of a white-tailed eagle? 209 over 30. Does that reduce down?
I think with 3.
It's maybe it's 209 divisible by 3.
Marshall, stop.
Stop what? I thought you said.
Marshall, you're hitting their table. Put your chair down on all fours, like I've asked you 9,000 times.
Well,
Stop. Just. You were hitting their table with your arm. Now work. Let's go. Okay. So you said it's divisible by 3. What's 209 divided by 3? Doesn't go into it. Can anything go into 209 and 30? I don't know.
I say no.
You say no. Okay. So we say no. So we're gonna leave it as 209 over 30 right now.
Open the door.
Okay. What else do we need to set up? We need to set up a ratio for the European J. What does that look like?
47 over 12. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. So the one up
so
there.
the next one will be 83 over
Check it,
8.
let me talk.
Yes.
So the one up there
Give
was
me
209 over there. Oh,
Yes. Okay. So now I've set up proportions. Yes. Ratios.
Tissue.
So I set up proportions and ratios. I don't understand how you guys move so much during the lesson. Okay. So you set up proportions and ratios. Now you have to order them from greatest to least. How do I decide what that is?
Oh,
What
you
you-
gotta. Can I say it?
Yeah, go for it.
You gotta make.
LCD.
You gotta make them all.
Please
the-
comment
You gotta
down
make.
there.
You gotta make them all the same denominator.
That's what LCD
I do. I need to make them all the same number. Good. Okay, I need to make them all the same number. So, way to think and use something from last time. That's good. So, what is my least common denominator?
Is there an NCD?
Eight,
No. LCN.
Well, can 12 get to 30?
36.
No, but can 30 times 2 is
60.
60. Can 12 get to 60?
Yes.
Can
But
8
eight
get to
can't.
60? No. What's 3 times 30? 90? Can
It's
12
120.
It's 90.
can stop yelling.
It's not.
Can 12 get to 90?
Yes.
No.
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 Is it one?
So 120, can 12 get to 120?
Then
And can 8 get to 120?
Can I borrow this lotion?
Yes. So this one you're going to multiply by
4.
Oh, that's
4. This one you're going to multiply by
10.
10. And this one you're going to multiply by,
I don't know.
well, take 120 divide by 8, figure out where you're multiplying by. 15. So down here you get 209 times 4, which is
836 over
120. Here you get
470 over
470 over 120, and here you get 12.
12,245.
Guys, you need to stop right now, and you need to focus. Welcome back from break to do work. Okay, what is the greatest?
Oh,
1,000.
what? Yeah. 80. So 80 over 80.
So this is the greatest. 1245. Well,
Wait, do we have to reduce it first?
83 over 8 is the greatest. Then what?
Then, sorry, 83 over.
Then 200 over.
Then 209 over 30.
And then 47 over 12.
Beautiful. And now you've arranged it from greatest to least. Hey, there is too much talking going on right now. Shut your mouths and focus. We have like all of this still to get through. Okay, so that's setting up ratios. We got to talk about rates. Okay?
Oh, I know.
Rates is a ratio of two quantities measured in different units. So when something is measured in miles per hour or inches per foot or
Kilogram.
whatever, okay? So it is, a rate is a ratio of two quantities measured in different units. If you have something called a unit rate, that means the denominator is 1. Okay, so a unit rate is where the denominator is 1. Okay, so here they give us another word problem. It says you host a party for 12 people. The food and drinks for the party cost $66. What is the cost per person? What do you have to do? Wait, what do you have to do? Yes, 66 over 12, because I have $66 that I spent over 12 people, okay? And they want to know what is the cost per person. So what does that reduce down to?
33 over 6, which we need to reduce down to 11 over 4.
Okay, so you said I would reduce it down to 11 over 4, but that's not per person. So what do I need to do to both of these? What I'm really going to end up doing is this. I'm going to take 66 and I'm going to divide it by,
6.
no,
12.
12, because I want to know how much it costs per person. So how much did you
Oh.
get?
I was
$5.50. So I'm going to say $5.50 over 1 person. Okay, so I can leave it. It's still in a ratio. It's a rate. Okay, $5.50 over 1 person. Okay, or you could say $5.50 per person. You could say it that way. Okay, but if you're leaving it in fraction form, that's what it would look like. What?
So like the miles per hour thing is an example of a rate.
Yes. Yes. So in this case, I have a unit rate because my denominator is 1. Okay. Okay. Now let's talk about this one. It says a jet flies 540 miles per hour. Write its rate in miles per minute. So you have 540 miles per hour, right? 540 miles over 1 hour, correct? And they want us to change it into something over minutes, right? Per minute.
Ooh,
Divided by
540 over 60.
540 over 60. Why 540 over 60?
Because 60 minutes is an hour.
Because there's 60 minutes an hour. So if you take 540 and divide it by 60, right? So what I'm really doing is this. I'm saying over something miles, right? If I set up a proportion, this is what I would do. Okay. And so I'm taking 540 and dividing by 60. What is 540 divided by 60?
Number.
60, 120, 180.
Nine. It's 9.
240.
540 divided by 60 is 9.
300, 360.
So you get 9.
420. 480. 480.
3.
No, 520.
580.
No, 540.
So you're
540. So that's 8 times.
So you get 9 miles over 1 minute. Well, 9 miles over 1 minute. Now, what type of rate is that?
A unit.
A unit rate. It's a unit rate. It's a unit rate.
That's my foot.
Okay. Engineers designed a miniature robot that can crawl through pipes and vents that humans can't access. The robot travels 1 inch in 3 seconds. How many feet does the robot travel in 4 minutes?
Ooh, oh, wait.
So what's the initial ratio?
So 1 over 3.
1 inch over 3 seconds, right?
So 12 inches would be 12. 3 times 12.
And now you want it over 4 minutes, right?
Sure.
So 36 times 4. What's 36 times 4?
Okay. And you want this in feet, correct?
444
Okay.
seconds.
If you are changing seconds into minutes, how many seconds are in a minute?
60.
So I have to take 4 and multiply it by 60.
240.
240. Well, okay. So I would have to multiply it by 60, right? Let me think about this. Wait a second.
Hands down.
Okay, so you have to multiply by 60 seconds over what? 60 seconds over what? Over 1 minute, because there's 60 seconds in a minute, because I'm doing first we're switching the seconds to minutes, then we'll switch the inches to feet. Okay, you have to do 2 sets. So when you do this, the seconds cancel, yes? And you get 60 over 3. So you get 60 inches over 3 minutes, right?
Yeah.
What's that reduced to? What's 60 over 3 reduced to?
You divide it by, so that would be 3 divided by 60 equals, 1 inch.
20
we're already
inch.
there though.
20 inches in 1 minute. Okay? So it does 20 inches in 1 minute. It says, how many feet does the robot travel in
80.
4 minutes?
Oh, feet.
No.
You multiply by 4,
Wait,
so it's
so
100.
20,
100,
alright, then
100 inches in 4 minutes.
Guys. So I'm going to multiply this by what?
4.
By 4. If I multiply it by 4 minutes,
And then
then you would get 80 inches, right? Because the minutes cancel. And what does 80 inches transfer to in feet? What do you have to do? You have to divide it by.
You get 7. You get 7 and 7,
60,
7,
60, another 12,
Wait,
72.
say that.
72? Go ahead. So,
Guys, you get 8 kilograms.
no, it's I'm having a mental breakdown right now. 72, I think, and 8 inches.
7 and 8.
I mean, 7, 6.
Stop.
Right.
Stop. Just stop. What do you need? Yes. So if you take 80 and divide it by 12, you get 6.66666666666. Yes, 6.6 continued. What is 0.6 continued in fraction form?
6 over 11.
6.
No.
6 over 9.
What is 0.6? Like if I had 0.6 continued like that, what is that in fraction form?
6 over 9. 6 over 11.
Listen, stop guessing. Let me help you out. Okay? When you take something and you divide it into threes, a third, you get 0.33333. So if I have 0.66666, what do I have?
6 over 9. There's 3.
No.
What is it? I don't know that.
2/3. It's a fraction you should automatically know. You should just memorize it.
Oh, so I technically was right.
Is that why?
Technically, I was right then.
So you get 6.
Who the
So you get 6 2/3 feet. And it was feet, 6 2/3 feet per what?
So then what? What would 12?
In how many? In 4 minutes.
I mean, not 12. What would 9 repeated be?
I don't know that one. Okay, now let's convert some other things that are in blue. We're going to convert 5 centimeters over 1 minute equals blank centimeters over 1 hour. Ooh.
You multiply that by 60.
Okay, so you want to multiply by 60 minutes
No, 60 minutes. That's right.
times 60 minutes over 1 hour, right? So that this
300.
cancels and you get what? 300
Yeah.
centimeters over
Oh, wait.
1 hour. Beautiful. So 300 centimeters. Good. If I have 5 meters over 1 second equals blank meters over 1 hour, what am I multiplying by?
60.
60. No. This is seconds.
No, it's not 60. You're right.
Seconds to hours.
This is seconds to hours. So 60 times 60. Because there's 60 seconds in a minute. There are 60 minutes in an
So
hour.
120?
Bro.
So you're going to multiply.
And that means Corey.
No.
He gonna get you.
1 hour.
What's 60 times 60?
120. Oh no, that's
120,000.
Get out.
That's 60 times 2.
No, 36,000.
3,600.
I can really get 60 times.
So this cancels. What's 3,600 times 5?
It takes me a while to think too.
Wait.
1,000.
1,000. Wait. 18,000.
No, not 18. Oh yes, 18. 18,000 meters over 1 hour. Do you see how I am showing showing you work right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think you have to do the same thing on
Yes,
your
yes.
homework?
Do you have to put
Yes.
unit rate?
Yeah, you have. No, you don't have to put unit rate. Okay.
You just
Now,
gotta say unit rate.
What about 3 pounds over $1 equals how many ounces over $1?
16 ounces goes to a pound, right?
Yes, 16 ounces are in a
So,
pound.
Times 16,
Okay.
right? Oh no,
Use so would you multiply 3 pounds by 16?
Wait, wouldn't you have to change them
Or
into
divide
the
it by
same,
16? No,
same
multiply by
thing?
16.
You would have to change the pounds into ounces and then divide, right?
You would have to.
Wait, couldn't you just multiply the 3 by
And
16
it's
though?
by tenths, so it would be, wouldn't it be like 30?
Wouldn't it be like 30?
Oh, no,
Yeah.
not 30.
What, Jacob, what did you say you need to do?
Couldn't you multiply the 3 by 16?
Yes, multiply the 3 pounds by 16 ounces over 1 pound,
Yes.
so that the pounds cancel. And then what's 3 times 16?
16, 32.
48.
Yeah, what he said.
So you get 48 ounces over $1.
Smart.
Okay? This is what you're doing on your homework tonight.